Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Tech Solution. Today I am going to discuss about Panda data frames methods. In the method basically we are trying to discuss aggregate, assign, hash type, count and cut. So let's start with that. So the first method that we are going to discuss about pandas data frame dot aggregate. So the main task of the dataFrame.aggregate function is to apply some aggregation to one or more column. Most frequently used aggregation are sum, mean and max. So basically we are apply the sum aggregation to one or more column. Most frequently used aggregation are sum, mean, max. This is the three most frequently used the aggregation phrase. So these three aggregation are most frequently used. So what is sum? It is used to return the sum of the value for the requested axis. That will give you the sum of the values of the requested axis, means x-axis or y-axis, means column or row that you are going to sum. Okay. What is mean? It is used to return the minimum of the value for the requested axis. So that is going to return the mean of the values. Mean of the values of the requested axis. And axis will be your rows and columns. Same like a max of the values of the requested axis. Right? So what is the syntax of the aggregate function? So now I am going to show the syntax of the aggregate function. Data frame dot aggregate, and we are going to pass function axis, that is by default zeros, arguments and keywords argument. Right? So this is the syntax of aggregate function. Right? So what the func will do, func parameter, so it refers callable string dictionary or list of string callable. So it is used for aggregating the data. Okay, it's used for aggregating the data. For a function, it must either work when passed to a data frame or data frame dot apply. For a data frame, it can pass a dictionary if the keys are the column names. So that is basically we are going to pass data frame or data frame dot apply. Right? So next one is axis. By default that is 0. So by default that is 0. It refers to 0 or index 1 for column. So 0 is basically by default, that is going to refer index, that means you can say rows, and 1 that is basically columns. Right? Third one is the arguments. It is the positional argument that is passed to a function. This we can say positional argument that is going to pass to a function. So what's the argument? So what is arguments and key arguments that you can watch in my Python video. This is key arguments. It is a keyword argument that is a passed to a function. Keyword arguments that is going to pass a function. Right? So let's go with the example. Okay. So what they will returns. So it returns the scalar, series or data frame. So if you are going to pass the parameter into the aggregate function, then what it will return? It will return scalar first, it will return scalar, it will return data frame, it will return series. So scalar is basically, it is being used when series dot aggregate is called with a single function. It is used, so it is being used as series dot aggregate is called with the single function, right? So data frame it being used when data frame dot aggregate is called with several function. It is being used when data frame dot aggregate is called with several function. And series, it is being used when data frame dot aggregate is called with a single function. Data frame dot aggregate is called with single function, right? So data frame is going to return when data frame dot aggregate is called with several function, and series is going to return with a single function. Okay, so this is clear. Now we'll go with the example. So let's import the pandas and numpy. Import pandas as pd, import numpy as np. Shift enter. Now I'm going to create a data frame. Info equal to pd dot data frame, and now I'm going to pass as list. So first one 157, second one is 10, 12, 15, third one is 18, 21 and 24. Okay. Next one np dot nan, np dot nan, np dot nan, right? And what the column will be? The columns equal to x, y, z, right? Now I am going to info dot aggregate in sum, and I'm going to use min. Even we can use max also, right? So by default what will happen? The access will be 0, means that we are going to sum with the rows, right? So what the output will be? The output will be 1 plus 10 plus 18, that means 29. X will be 29 sum, right? What about y? Y is 5 plus 12 17 plus 21 38, right? So y will be 38. Okay, and what about z? 7 plus 15 22 plus 24, that means 46. So z will be 46, right? And what the mean? The mean will be 1, right? Here the mean 1, 10 and 18, right? The mean will be 1. 5, 12 and 21, the mean will be 5. 7, 15 and 24, the mean will be 7. And max, the reverse. 1, 10, 18, the max will be 18. 5, 12, 21, max will be 21. 7, 15, 24, the max will be 24. And n is basically going to return 0 only, right? Now shift enter, right? 29, 38, 46, mean 157, max 18, 21, 24. The mean just like a, you can say 1, 10 and 18, that is the x-axis, means rows. Okay, the second rows what will be? 5, 12 and 21, and third row will be 7, 15 and 24. So here mean 1, here means 5, here means 7, or max 18, this one 21 and 24, right? So this will be, I think so it's clear. Now let's go with the another example. So this is clear. Now we'll go with another function, that is assign function. So the next one will be assign function. So what the assign function or method will do? The assign method is also responsible for adding a new column into a data frame. So what the assign is responsible for that is adding a new column in a data frame. If we reassign an existing column, then its value will be overwritten. So if we are going to reassign the values, reassign the existing column, reassign the existing column, then it will be overwritten. Okay, so what the syntax? So what the syntax of the assign function? Data frame FLB caps dot assign, and we have the keywords argument only, right? So keywords arguments are the column names. These keywords are assigned to a new column if the values are callable. If the values are not callable, then are simply assigned. So keywords argument here the column name. Column name. Right? So let's go with the example. So what it will return? It return a new data frame with the addition of the new column. It's going to return a new data frame to addition a new column. Okay. So let's go with the example. So now I am going to create the empty data frame, pd.data frame. Right, this is the empty data frame. If you are going to shift enter and then print info, then empty data frame. Right, in the first or second video I showed this example. So now I am going to create a new column info, and we are passing the ID. ID is a new column here, and then we are assigning the value 100, 101, 102. Right? And now I am going to shift enter, and here in the print info I am going to print. Then what will happen? See, here is the empty data frame, right? Now after adding a new column into the info data frame, then it will display the info with the ID 1. So what it will be display? It will display with the ID new column with the value 100, 101 and 102. Let's shift enter here, right? With ID the column name, new column name, and the values 100, 101, 102, right? So now I am going to assign the another column name. Let's go with here info, and now I am going to info.assign method, okay, with the name, and the value will be Smith. We can add Parker, we can add John, right? So what will happen here? That is going to add the new column, that is the name, and the what the value will be Smith, Parker and John. So what will happen if I am going to run print info? So one column that is going to add here name, and the value will be Smith, then Parker and then John. Okay, let's shift enter, right? ID is name, ID is 100, 101, 102, and the value will be Smith, Parker and John. Okay, so this is clear here. So let's go with the another example. Let's remove this one. Now I'm going to create a new data frame. Info equal to pd dot data frame fb caps. I'm going to pass temperatures, temperature under C, that is the column into the centigrade, and what the value will be 17.0, 25.0, right? Now the index we are going to pass, index that means column name, that will be the Kannada. So index will be that will the, so now I'm going to pass the index that is basically the row values, that is the Kannada, and Australia. So what will happen here, if you are going to pass index, then instead of 0, 1, 2, we are going to pass Canada and Australia, right? So now if I am going to display info, so what will happen here, that is going to display Canada and Australia, and the value will be 17.0 and 25.0. Let's shift enter, right? Temperature C 17.0, 25.0, and the value index Canada and Australia. Now I am going to convert Celsius with the Fahrenheit and Celsius with the Kelvin. So let's start with that. Info.assign. This will be very interesting. Temp underscore Fahrenheit equal to lambda x column x dot temp underscore C multiply by 9 divided by 5 plus 32, right? This is the formula of converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. This one I am going to do parenthesis and plus 32. Okay, now if you are going to shift enter, what will happen? That is going to add the new column temperature underscore Fahrenheit, and that's going to convert Celsius with the Fahrenheit with this formula, multiply by 9 plus multiply by 9 divided by 5 plus 32. Let's shift enter, right? Now I am going to add new one, that is the temperature underscore Kelvin lambda x column x dot temp underscore C plus 273.15, and parenthesis is going to close. So what will happen? Now they are going to convert temperature underscore Celsius to Kelvin. Okay, shift enter, right? So 70 is going to add with 273.15, that is 290.15. okay, and same here. So this is clear. This is very important and also interesting. So how we are going to apply the lambda function for particular column, right? So now we'll go with the another function, that is as type. So let's go with the another example, as type. So what the data frame dot as type will do? Data frame dot as type. The as type method is generally used for the casting the pandas object to a specified d type dot as type function. So what it will do is going to cast the pandas object to the as type function. It can also convert any suitable existing column to a categorical type. It comes into use when we want to cast a particular column data type to another data type. So basically it's going to use to convert one data type to another data type. We can also use the input to Python dictionary to change more than one column type at once. So what the syntax of the as type method? Data frame fnb caps dot as type, and we are going to pass d type dot copy by default that will be true. Error, if I am going to raise, by default raise is there, and keywords argument. So we'll go with one by one. This is the syntax of hash type. So first let's start with D type. So it uses numpy.d type or the Python type for casting the entire dataset object to the same types. So what it will be used? It uses numpy.d type or the python.d type for casting the entire panda object to the same types. That will cast the entire pandas object of the same type. Another parameters, that is copy. So what the copy will do? By default copy equal to true. That means returns a copy. True means that is going to returns a copy. Be careful when setting copy equal to false, because changes to value may propagate to other pandas object. So you have to careful when you are going to use copy equal to false. So next one is error. So what the error means? For provide D type, it control for raising of exception of the invalid data type. So what will happen here when you are going to convert one data type to another data type that is not compatible? Okay, for that is going to raise an exception. So we have one is the raise. By default it allows the exception that is to be raised, allows the exception. Means if you have any exception on that is going to raise it, to be raised. Another one is ignore. That means if any exception will come, that you have to ignore it. Ignore the exceptions. Last one is the key arguments. It is a keyword argument that is passed on the constructor. Passed on the constructor. So what it will return? That is casted, it return as same as a caller. So remove everything here. Delete. Delete. Let's create one dictionary columns with the values. Column is the keys and value will be 1, 2. Right, another column that we are going to create, column 2, that is 3, 4. Right. So now info equal to pd.data frame, f will be caps. Now I am going to pass data equal to data. So what will happen? That is two column 1 and column 2, and the value will be 1, 2 and 3, 4. Let's first print info. Right? We have two column 1 and column 2, and value will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And what the data type will be? We can pass D type. D type. Shift. Okay. Shift enter. Right? So column 1 have integer, column 2 also integer, and D type, that is object. Okay. This is clear. So now I am going to convert with the integer. So info dot hash type, and now we are going to pass integer 64 dot D types. Okay, so what will happen here? All the data in particular data frame, that is going to convert with the integer 64. Now if I am going to run, you will get the same output. but when you are going to change this integer 64 to 32. Okay, now what will happen? All the data into the data frame that is going to convert with integer 32. Let's shift enter, right? Integer 32 and integer 32. Now I am going to create the series pd.series, and the value will be 1, 2 and d type equal to integer 64, right? Now if I am going to print x, so what will happen? The value will be 1, 2 and the data type will be integer 64. Shift enter, right? 0, 1, 1, 2 and data type will be integer 64. Now I am going to convert x dot as type and going to pass category, converting to the category. Now what will happen? The d type will be category. Shift enter, right? D type equal to categories and categories to integer 64 1. Another example, copy. For that I am going to create a series pd.series, s will be caps and we are passing 1, 2 and x2, that is we are going to copy from x1 as type and going to give integer 64, right, and copy equal to false. That is very important. Now in the next cell I am going to x2, the value will be 0, the value of the 0 I am going to change with 10, right? In the next cell I am going print, in the next cell I am going to print x1 and x2, right? So what will happen when copy equal to false? Whatever the value you are going to change in x2, right, that is going to reflect it x1 also when copy equal to false. Let's see with the example. Let's run this cell, this cell, this cell and this cell. So what happened here? When we are going to change the value x2, right, then it is going to change x in the x1 also, in the x2 also when copy equal to false. Okay, that means the both object is going to point to the same locations, right? What will happen when we are going to change with true? So when you are going to change the value of x2, that is not going to reflect with x1, that is going to reflect only in x2. Okay, so let's run with that. We are going to run once again this one, and then x2 equal to 10, setting the value. Now x1, what the value of x1? That will be 1, 2 only, right? And what the value of x2? That will going to change 10, 2, right? So when you are going to use copy equal to true, the value are going to change with x2, that is not going to reflect in x1. But when we are going to copy equal to false, then whatever the value we are going to change in x2, that is going to reflect with x1, right? So for today, that's it. In the next video, I am going to cover count, cut, describe, drop duplicates, group by head. So thank you so much for watching my video.